Good evening, welcome to Business Live. Tonight, as Ghana's COVID-19 case count crosses 20,000 mark, Bank of Ghana pushes for more digital transactions to reduce human interaction. Also coming up, much talked about SkyTrain project halted due to border closure. And it was a good year for Enterprise Group as the firm posts significant profit in 2019. Thanks for being with us, everyone. Details right after this break. Well, tonight, as Ghana's COVID-19 cases increase, the Bank of Ghana is pushing for more digital transactions to reduce human interaction. Speaking to Joy Business after launching a GH-Link card payment system for GOIL, head of digital payments at the Bank of Ghana, Seto Amediku, asked for collaboration from the private sector to encourage more digital payments.
According to the Bank of Ghana, transacting business digitally will ensure that there is less dependence on physical cash, which has the potential of transmitting the virus. The bank is confident that the collaboration between the Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement Systems and GOIL will boost the use of digital services by fewer consumers. Head of Digital Payments, Dr. Seto Amediku, is urging more businesses to roll out online channels for payment in order to support the government's agenda of digitization and thereby controlling the spread of the virus.
You know, with this pandemic, we are encouraging all banks and all merchants to collaborate to ensure that they provide contactless cards or GH-Link cards to their customers, so that instead of handling cash, they can use card for their transaction. That will help to contain the spread of the virus. So we actually congratulated GOIL for being the first OMC to be able to have this partnership to ensure that people need not go to a bank to withdraw their money to come and purchase oil, because your card is linked to your bank account. So when you come, you do it yourself, you put your card inside, you put your password, seamlessly you pay. So you see that the pressure on the currency in terms of even making it dirty will reduce.
Meanwhile, head of IT and planning at GOIL, Anthony Chumesi, is optimistic that the partnership will help the company reach out to many of its customers.
By this partnership, we want to reach out to all banking sector customers. Not necessarily the non-banking, but the banking sector customers, in the sense that if you have a card which is issued by any bank, where you have the GH-Link card, the GH-Link mark on it, trademark on it, it means you can buy fuel at our station effortlessly without any problem. So when you do that, the money is deducted directly from your account at the bank. So that is it. So just like the MasterCard and Visa card, the GH-Link card is the one that we chosen, and we chose it because of flexibility.
The partnership will ensure that customers with a GH-Link card are able to purchase fuel with their cards.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive of the Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement Systems, Achi Hesi, has disclosed his outfit is in the process of getting more businesses to sign onto the various digital payment systems introduced by government. He believes that the partnership with GOIL will encourage more oil marketing companies introduce electronic means of purchasing petroleum products.
It's important to note that since we started driving the domestic payments, we've been engaging all corporates. GOIL has been one of the companies that have shown a lot of interest because they have actually seen the benefits in ensuring that all their various service stations accepts the domestic card scheme. As I indicated, we are not going to stop here with the point of sale, just the GH-Link, but we are going to continue working with GOIL to ensure that the universal QR code is also deployed at all the 400 plus GOIL stations.
Are we looking at other service stations as well apart from GOIL, because there are so many businesses in the country now?
That's 100%. As a minimum, as the Honorable Chairman indicated, It shows once we've done it with GOIL, it presupposes that all the various OMCs can emulate, they can copy what GOIL has done. But like I indicated, we are open to ensure that we can work with all retailers, all wholesalers, and indeed any corporates that wants to ensure that they are equipped to accept all the various local payment systems that have been deployed. We have done a lot, but when it comes to partnering for GH-Link, their point of sales to be enabled to accept GH-Link card, GOIL is the first. And we'll continue the journey with the universal QR code at the earliest possible time.
Now, some disgruntled customers of collapsed banks in the Upper East region have given government a 2-week ultimatum to pay up their locked-up monies, or they'll be compelled to picket the Jubilee House in protest. Now, the Bank of Ghana in 2017 to 2019 collapsed over 10 indigenous banks as part of measures to cleanse the banking sector. While some banks had their licenses revoked, others were merged into the consolidated bank for their inability to raise the required minimum capital. In the course of the collapse and revocation of licenses, some customers have had their monies locked up with the banks. The situation, according to the Coalition of Aggrieved Customers of Collapsed Banks in the Upper East region, has brought serious financial burden on them.
Through this action, government has rendered us depositors impotent, useless, and redundant. Many of our business have collapsed. We lost our loved ones who died from the shock and pain of losing their lifetime investment and saving. And many could not pay their medical bills for surgeries that could have saved their lives. Our wives have deserted us and have taken our children to other men because we could not properly take care of them and our marital responsibilities with dignity as fathers, mothers, and husbands anymore. Most women among us are facing wretched lives as well. With this development, how can we wake up to go and queue and vote for a government only for the government to come into power to do this to us? Today, government is saying it cannot pay us, so they have issued a 5-year bond for our lock-up deposits. 5 years paper with 0 coupon rates. That 0 or no interest paid on our deposit and investment. We have to wait for 5 years to receive our money. How can we sit and suffer and wait? Whilst our children want to go to tertiary, we don't have money to pay for them. Our fathers, old ladies are dying and they have money locked up. We want to use this medium to serve a 2-week ultimatum to government to initiate plans to pay all depositors our monies as soon as possible. We cannot wait for 5 years to be short change when the value of our deposit will lose value because no interest is occurring on it. If after 2 weeks we don't receive any favorable revised payment plan from government to refine and pay us all our monies, we shall besiege the Jubilee House and, in quotes, occupy it till they pay us our money.
Well, so that was in the Upper East region. In the Ashanti region, the Coalition of Aggrieved Customers of Men's Gold has reiterated its call on government to pay their locked-up funds. At a press conference in Kumasi, the group called out government's lackadaisical approach in dealing with their issues. They are asking to be paid from the consolidated fund.
From the consolidated fund before the end of October 2020. 2, government asked the payment of our money in the 2020 mid-year budget for payment before 31st October. 3, liquidate all assets of number one, sell it and return the proceeds to the state coffers. 4, we are, however, open for further discussion on the aforementioned issues by government relevant agencies. The media, all what we are saying, or the reason why we are gathered here this morning, that there is no peace within our houses. There is no food on our tables. People are dying. People are dying. Over 56 customers of Men's Gold have died out of this issue. And we are calling government, we are calling the state institution that they should be up and doing. We are citizens. We are not spectators. We are citizens. We are telling the government that enough is enough. If we stay in our homes, we are going to perish. And if we come out, we will perish. Then agreed customers of Men's Gold, we have decided, or we are deciding that then we will come to the street and perish there. Because when we are in our indoors, we are perishing. We will not stay in our rooms and die. We will rather die on the street. So we are urging the government, that they should consider our statement. They should consider our plea. Enough is enough. And now one should never think that you go scot-free. 1,000 years to come, you take our money. And now we are taking our money. Our money! Our blood! Our money! Our blood! Our money! Our blood!
You're watching Business Live. Now, shareholders of Enterprise Group Limited are to enjoy a 20% increase in dividends paid for 2018. The board has proposed a final dividend of 54 pesos per share for 2019. Presenting the group's 2019 annual report and financial statement, Chairman Trevor Trevgan cited the sterling financial performance of the group as reason for the action, as net income hit 714 million cedis. That's a 17% increase from its performance in 2018. There's more in this report.
Chairman of the Enterprise Group Limited, Trevor Trevgan, addressed shareholders on a virtual platform, stating that amid the coronavirus pandemic, prospects for the investment firm are still bright.
Historically, the reflection of those profits in our share price has always lagged historically. So for us as operators, we really don't worry too much about the stock market price, because we understand over the period that there has always been a lag. So Enterprise will continue to be profitable and deliver superior profits, and then the market will do what the market does best.
Meanwhile, Enterprise Group Limited experienced a sharp decline in its total market capitalization as it performed very bad on the equity market, dropping from 61 billion in 2018 to 56 billion cedis in 2019. This decline has been attributed to the 2-year underperformance of the Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index. Group Chief Executive Officer of Enterprise Group Limited, Kelly Gajikpo, tells Joy Business his outfit will focus more on its profitability.
I can say Enterprise Group Limited entered this time of uncertainty in a strong position, having delivered another good operational and financial result for the period ending 31st December 2019. The group reported a net income of 714 million Ghana cedis, representing a 17.6% growth over 2018, with underlying net profit after tax of 117.2 million Ghana cedis, compared to 87.9 million Ghana cedis recorded in 2018. Operating cash flow was positive at 127 million Ghana cedis, demonstrating our ability to meet cash needs, including dividend and capital expansion.
The Enterprise Group is the holding company of 5 subsidiary companies. The 2020 AGM was held virtually due to the restrictions imposed by COVID-19.
Now, manufacturing firm PZ has started buying back its shares from shareholders. The process, which started yesterday, is part of a broad scheme to delist from the Ghana Stock Exchange, a move that has been approved by managers of the market. The firm is therefore offering shareholders 45 pesos for each share held, which actually represents 15.4% higher than current market price. This offer, according to an investor circular, would end on August 17 this year. Stock market analyst Bertha Atubiga explains what this means for investors and the manufacturing firm.
Okay, so simply it means that investors are not going to lose their investment in PZ Cussons on the Ghana Stock Exchange, unlike when a company is delisted and then they don't have the opportunity of getting back value for the investment they have made. But with PZ Cussons, investors are going to get, and this is actually going to be on a premium, and the premium, as you mentioned, is 45 pesos per share. And if you look at the price of the equity in the last 10 trading days, which starts from November last year till now, it's been 38 pesos on the market, and that is very good for investors.
Now, effective Wednesday, July 8 to Friday, July 10, the Ghana Cocoa Board will close down its head office in Accra for a fumigation exercise. This has become necessary after some staff tested positive for COVID-19 following a mass testing exercise. Here's Charles Aite with the latest.
By the Chief Executive of Cocoa Board, Joseph Boahen Adu, has indicated that after some staff tested positive for the coronavirus, they've ordered for the shutdown of their head office at Accra Central, subsidiaries and other divisions across the country to fumigate the entire offices before they resume work in that particular regard.
And do we know to what extent this closure would affect the operations of Cocoa Board? Did it say anything to that effect?
It's been of a huge concern, especially to cocoa farmers who are feeling the fact that this could impact the prices and even the sale of cocoa beans. But in the statement, once again, the chief executive made it quite clear that all workers are going to be working virtually, and they've given them the needed tools to work virtually in this particular regard. So in as much as it's going to disrupt workflow in terms of the physical contact that workers could have with cocoa farmers, the use of virtual platforms is really going to be the next game changer for Cocoa Board in these uncertain times.
Let's move on. The much talked about SkyTrain project, which was supposed to begin in the capital this year, has been halted. This suspension is due to the closure of the country's borders, with the executing engineers and financiers drawn from South Africa. Railways Development Minister Joe Ghartey, however, tells Joy Business despite this challenge, government is not abandoning the project.
So the SkyTrain team, we signed with them in November. It was going to take us up to August this year to reach this stage, the technical specifications stage. Chief, I didn't bring COVID-19. They haven't been able to come into the country. The people are in South Africa. They have to come. This is the stage they've reached. They cannot do Google Map and look at, look, they have to enter the country. They've done pre-feasibility studies and so on. But the stage they reach, for them to be able to raise their money, they must go into detail. For us to agree, we must also, we have done some work ourselves. Unfortunately, we are here. We've written to them to tell us that in line with what has happened, they should give us an idea when they can finish their feasibility. But even that letter, I mean, there's a lockdown now. Not a lockdown, sorry. The borders are closed, I think both in Ghana and South Africa. The thing about a lot of these things is that even though the company is a South African company, they bring consultants from all over. It's not just South Africans who come. So it also depends on the people's country and so on. So, I mean, this disease, unfortunately, this virus has affected us in more ways than one.
Now, still linked to transport, government has denied entering a deal to sell the Kotoka International Airport to a strategic investor. This follows some media reports about a deal being finalized to hand over the facility to a foreign entity. More in this report.
The Aviation Ministry has been hit with a series of allegations that it is with the backing of the presidency considering a forward sale of the Kotoka International Airport to Turkish firm Tafsuma Consortium. But the sector minister, Joseph Kofi Adda, in a statement floored these allegations as he clarified that the purpose of Tafsuma Consortium is rather to improve service delivery and expansion of infrastructure at the KIA under a proposed strategic partnership agreement with the Ghana Airport Company Limited. According to the statement signed by the minister, an executive approval was granted by the president for the ministry to facilitate the engagement of the strategic partners. So far, the set time for the execution of this partnership is unknown, as except of the statement indicate, quote, neither the ministry nor the Ghana Airport Company Limited has yet formally started any process of engagement on the subject matter with any stakeholder or partner, unquote. It said the ministry would continue to constructively engage its agencies and stakeholders in matters affecting the aviation sector, with the ultimate aim of achieving the president's vision of making Ghana an aviation hub in the sub-region.
And finally, tonight, Goldline Mining Company is spearheading reclamation of degraded land for commercial farming in the Amansia South District of the Ashanti region. Chief Executive Officer Emmanuel Abebio says research is underway to determine suitable crops for cultivation.
Farmers selected from 13 communities in the mine catchment area have been earmarked for recruitment under a special project. Mr. Abebio explains what the initiative entails.
We do the land reclamation and we add value to the land. First, we do the soybean, so we add nitrogen to the soil. And then we do the corn, so we do shifting cultivation. And also we intend to work with the partners from outside to do large-scale commercial agriculture. So we put a processing plant and do the sugarcane factory, and also we'll be setting up silos and export the corn and the soybean. Basically, our job is mining. Mining, we want to do open pit. The open pit has already been taken off. So the project of Goldline is 70% owned by the Ghanaian, and the foreign assistance also will be coming.
Hundreds of acres of farmlands destroyed by desperate miners in search of gold have left open pits, which have become death traps. A program by the District Assembly to chase the miners to reclaim the land has yielded little results. William Asante Bediako is District Chief Executive.
All the lands here for agriculture purposes. Before he came here, people have done galamsey around this whole place. And now he is going to reclaim it and they use it for agriculture purposes. And he has selected people. AP here, he selected 40 people. Kent Street, 20 people. Wahaso, 20 people. And come. So it is the indigenous that are going to benefit from this agriculture and then the gold that's going to produce here. So people should stop looking at mining as a very bad thing. When gold is somewhere, you want to stigmatize them. If there's no gold in your community, look for what is there and leverage on it.
Communities to be impacted by the program have well received the idea.
And that's Business Live tonight. Thanks for watching. More news, as always, on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. You can read more about the closure of COCOBO's offices temporarily as some workers test positive for COVID-19. myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwa. I'll be back same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching.